Hey, what is shaking, YouTube? So today I'm here again with my WowGo 3 board, and today we are going to do a full ride review. So I have not rode this board yet. I already previously filmed an unboxing, so if you want to check that out, you can click right here if that's something that interests you. And I do a full in-depth unboxing, but today we are going to do the first ride and full review. I got the board fully charged up as well as the remote, so we are going to ride it till it's dead, and we're really going to test everything out. We're going to see how far range we get. We're going to test all the different speed modes. We're going to see how these new Zealous bearings, the new wheels, the new sweet Paris trucks, the nice deck, the new ESC. We're going to really test out everything new on the WowGo 3 here, and it should be fun. So let's hop on the bike trail and get into it. Okay guys, we got the board all turned on. You just turn it on with this button here, then you just hold down the remote and it automatically pairs. We are going to start it in mode 1. We're going to go through all the different modes, mode 1 being like the beginner mode. There's a speedometer on here, so I'll be going off that, but I'm also going to have a speedometer going on my phone so I can check the accuracy of the speedometer on the remote. I got their trucks tightened up a little bit, but everything should be ready to go. So let's hop on and give it a try. All right, guys, look at this. This is just with 1 foot of weight on it. Like, it is ridiculous. I'm not even like bouncing on it very hard, and it is really, really flexing on me. I'm like 180 pounds, so yeah. Really, really comfortable ride. Okay guys, so we are still just on the mode 1 here. We got a little bit of a downhill uphill here. So we're gonna go down this, and then I will test to confirm that the speedometer met with the speedometer app. Okay, so we are going downhill here. Once again, the board is handling amazing. I'm gonna brake a little because there is quite the bump right here. So a little brake. Okay, handles the bump fine. A little uphill here, nothing crazy, but a little hill. And handles the hill, no problem at all. Once again, we are still just in mode 1. Okay, so I've had the speedometer going in my pocket, so we can check to see how accurate it is. Okay, so it was saying I was getting 13 miles an hour in the flat, but I was going a little faster going downhill there. And yeah, so it went going 17 downhill. So I would say the 13 miles an hour on the remote was accurate. Obviously, the motor wasn't affecting it going downhill, so ignore that. But yeah, so about 13 on flat, up to 17 when you're going downhill on mode 1. We're going to actually go back the other way because I want to go down by the lake. And there's a lot of hills and stuff over there we can cruise. But we're actually going to turn it to mode 2 now. You change modes just by clicking the button once. I don't know if you can see that, but now we are on mode 2. Oh, and I got the board going backwards. Oops. And we're going to go back this way. I'm going to cruise it a little bit. Once I cross the highway, I'll meet back in with you guys. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay guys, so I safely crossed over the highway here, and I got a really long straightaway here. So we are just gonna run it on the mode 2, and I can test out the top speed on there. But here goes nothing. Okay guys, I got a big straightaway here, so let's see how fast we can get going on mode 2 here. The remote says I'm going 18 miles an hour right now. The wind has picked up a little. The conditions aren't perfect. There's quite a bit of sticks and stuff right here. But it's handling it fine. It's just nice nature. And, you know, really cool. We'll go down over here. We got a nice little lake over here and just some cool scenery we can skate around. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it now and see how fast we got going there. Felt about like 20-ish. Okay, yeah, so top speed I got here was 20 according to my speedometer on my phone. So yeah, the remote is definitely accurate. It was when I looked down it said 18 and then I got going a little faster, so it probably said 20 then too. Okay, so we're still gonna keep cruising on mode 2. If you didn't know, you will get better range always going on the lower modes, and when you're not ripping on it, the higher modes will always kill your battery faster. You know, it might be a little more fun, but you won't get as long of a ride, just so you know that. That's on any electric board. Same thing though if you have an electric car, you drive fast, you know, you're gonna wear the battery out for you. Yeah, but you can see behind all these trees, we got all this nice water. And really cool, they're not open for the year yet, but I'm gonna skate around here. So far though, I'm loving the board. It's definitely the most comfortable electric skateboard I've ever rode. Also too, the braking, the acceleration, everything so far is very good. It handles really, really good. See, I'm gonna go really fast. If I just slam on the brakes, like, it doesn't kick me off the board. It comes to a nice, even if you slam on the brake. So I absolutely love that. So here we can cruise around here. A lot of downhills here. I'll come back around and do some hill tests going up here, but you can see pretty decent sized hills. We got a little wakeboard park over there. We got the beach, fishing area. This is Three Oaks Recreation. I really like this place. It's really nice. Going downhill too. Board feels really comfortable. Carves, great. Bumps here. Once again, brakes work amazing. I was going total, you know, downhill, catching speed, slammed on the brakes, nothing happened. So, really cool. Yeah. So far, I am absolutely loving this board. I do think it is a big improvement between the WowGo 2. I think the WowGo 2 is great, but now the WowGo 2 is a little cheaper, and this is like $600. I think I would honestly spend the extra money and get this one. So far, it just feels way nicer. It's more fun to ride because of that too, because it handles so good. It's got this nice flex, great shock absorption. It grips the road really good. Like, look at all these rocks. We're just gonna run these over on purpose, and no problem whatsoever. Like, I'm going up these hills, no problem. Still on mode 2. But yeah, the small hills, absolutely effortless. But just as far as like turning and like everything on here, these Paris trucks too are amazing. I didn't really know anything about Paris trucks before getting this board. I grew up a skateboarder, so I grew up, you know, when I think of trucks, I think of like Independent, Crux, you know, stuff like that. But now, you know, the electric skateboard game, I've been getting into them. Now I hear about things like Paris trucks and everything, and so, you know, they live up to all their reputation. I can see why they are like the leader in longboard trucks. I did a lot of research, and that's basically what I established, is they're like the Independent trucks of longboards. They're like, you know, and I can tell. First time riding them, and they feel amazing. So yeah, let's kick it up to the third mode here. I hit it again. Not turbo, we're just on the regular third mode, and we can test some speed here. We're gonna rip it back up where we came from. Yeah, once again, the braking on here, absolutely phenomenal. Like, slamming on the brakes, ain't no thing. But yeah, it's really nice out. I'm gonna actually just cruise around here a little bit, and we'll be right back to test out mode 3, going up hills and stuff. But I'm gonna put down the camera, have a little fun, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the incline's starting about here, but let's go to this stop sign. Once again, brakes perfectly. Okay, so we're starting from a dead stop. Here we go. Also too, if you slam on the gas or the throttle, whatever you want to call it, it will not throw you off. Like, very, very smooth ride, all in all. Not just the feel of the board, but also the controls, the remote, the ESC, everything is really nice. It does feel like the upgrades they did to the motherboard and stuff definitely control it better. I'm feeling it definitely a little nicer than the first one, just as far as just everything in general. But yeah, so far having a blast. So we are in mode 3 now. We got another straightaway. So I'm gonna just go for another like 10 seconds or so, and we'll stop. We'll check the speed. According to the remote, I am going 22 miles an hour, which is quite fast. It feels very fast. I'm getting a lot of wind. Okay, so 22 miles an hour. I'm gonna kill it. Once again, the braking, even at the third speed, 22 miles an hour, comes to a nice, safe stop. Once again, I cannot emphasize how important that is. Okay. I accidentally... There we go. Oops. Okay, so according to here, I got 24 miles an hour, but I had it going in my pocket. That might have been when we were going downhill. But either way, the remote, very accurate, very cool that you can just, you know, have a speedometer right there on the remote. So, all in all, absolutely loving this thing so far. I've had a lot of rocks fling up, I've heard, and stuff, but the casing doesn't seem to have any scratches on it yet, or anything. Right here is just some dust. But this plastic they use seems to be a lot harder than the stuff they had on the last generation. Very nice. All in all, I'm not getting much, though. The wheels don't feel hot. None of these screws feel like they're backing out or anything. That's something you might want to check on any electric skateboard that uses this sleeve system. You want to make sure those don't back out when you first start riding them, you know, just when it's brand new. Same thing with this side. They all look great. So far, so good with this board. Really, really liking it. Yeah, so let's kick on the turbo mode, do the rest of this straightaway here, and then we'll go back on the bike trail. We'll go on some even bigger hills, and we'll just keep going until we kill this battery. But we've been riding for like an hour now, and I think on the remote I'm still at 3 bars, so I'm only missing 1 bar. So far, so good. And I am doing hills and riding all the different modes. I'm 180 miles an hour. It's quite windy out here, so those are all things that'll factor into it. But so far, very impressed with the range. Also, too, the speedometer app will tell me at the end the overall range, how far I went, and everything. So, yeah. So, well, let's try mode 3 now. Oh, change direction. Okay, we're on. Okay, we're on turbo now. I mean, sorry, not mode 3. Make sure I still have my speedometer app going. Yep. And okay, see how turbo feels. Okay, so there is a little more torque off the get-go with the turbo. Does feel faster. Still says I'm going 22 on here. But it feels like there's a little added torque with this. Definitely a little, yeah, a little bit added torque. Still says 22 on the remote. We'll see what the app says here in a minute. I think it flashed 23 for a second and then it went back to 22. I'm coming up back on the highway here, so I'm gonna have to brake. Get over to the crosswalk too. Goes through grass, no problem. Okay, let's check. See how fast we got going there on the turbo mode. So 24. I feel like the turbo it felt just as fast as the 3. It just had more torque. So maybe a little more acceleration and a little more aggressive, but very similar speeds. Even my app was getting the exact same speed as well as the remote. Yeah, I would recommend mode 3 unless you're in a hurry, because to me the added torque, I guess it's nice if you want it, but it is going to drain your battery more, and I mean, it's cool, but you're not going to need it all the time. So if you're just cruising around, mode 2 or 3 is fine, but if you really need that added acceleration, no, you always have mode 3. Okay guys, we are back on the bike trail. I love this bike trail to McHenry County. bike trail, I think that's all it's called. The wind is picking up again, sorry about that, but there is quite a hill up here. I've done this hill test in many of my videos. So what it is there's a big bridge here that goes over the highway, and it's a pretty big incline. They even have a sign, whoa, that says like caution hill. So quite the hill, so we'll give this a little test right here. We're on just the regular mode 3, not turbo, and here we go. So should be nothing. Yeah, the incline starts to get pretty bad right about here-ish. So far going up no problem. And the little bump, no problem too. Alright guys, so here's a perspective on how big that hill was. Obviously we're quite high. We got a wooden bridge here, so this is normally not the best on the skateboard wheels, but let's see how this goes. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine, but let's see how smooth it goes over this. A little loud, but not that bad. So I'm on my way back. I actually ended up 2 towns over. I was in Fox River Grove. All those little channels you saw, those were all little like inlets and stuff that come off the Fox River. So I've gone 7.3 miles so far, and I got 1 bar battery left, so let's see if it makes it home. I'm gonna cruise it just on mode 1 to conserve the battery a little bit. It's a couple miles back, so we'll see how far we go, but it looks like I'm gonna get around 10 miles while ripping it, testing all the different modes and everything. So more than enough as far as the range, and the board is so flexible. Even with these like crappy shoes, my feet do not hurt from the vibration or anything yet. Alright homies, we have made it back to Crystal Lake. Whew. So I've gone just over 10 miles on this board so far. I got about a mile to go to get to my car, but at least I'm back in the right town. So if it does run out of battery, not the end of the world. Woo. Get out of the way. 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 These things are mean. Get out of the way. Okay guys, so we're coming up on that big hill here, and we are still in mode 1, so now we can test how well it climbs hills on mode 1. The hill is over 20 degrees incline, that's why there's that sign there. And the car is great. And yeah, so it climbs the hills just as good on the lower modes as the high mode. You just don't go quite as fast. But yeah, made it up the hill no problem. So we are about like half a mile from my car now, so it looks like I'm gonna make it all the way back to my car, and maybe, who knows, maybe even still have some juice after. Going down this hill, I'm gonna just slowly brake it, because that'll actually charge the batteries a little bit. Not much, but it does have regenerative braking, so when you're going down hills, anytime you are hitting the brake, it is gonna slightly charge it. So, good to know. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys when I get back to my car, but I pretty much made it home already. Alright guys, so I made it all the way back to my car, no problem, and there's still a little bit of juice left on the board. So, on the remote, it says here, that I went 11 miles, okay, and there's still a little bit of juice left. Also too, there's a number under it, it says 12, so according to their estimate, they're saying I would have got 12, but who knows? I mean, I kept thinking any minute this thing's gonna die, any minute this thing's gonna die, and it kept going. I was also beating on it pretty bad. The conditions aren't the best. Some of this is real smooth, but there is a lot of rocks and sticks and everything, so it was a little bumpy. Also too, I weigh 180 pounds right now, still rocking all my winter weight. So if you're a little lighter in other conditions, those will affect your range. Also too, how you're riding it. If you're riding it on the turbo mode all the time, you're not gonna see as good of range as if you're riding it on the slower modes and not having the throttle all the way down all the time. So I'd say the range is about 10 to 15 miles, depending on your conditions, how you ride it, your weight, all those factors. It'll vary a little bit, but while you're riding it, I must say, this is the most comfortable board I've ever felt. My feet didn't hurt at all after, you know, the 12 miles I went or whatever. Yeah, everything was great. It's very easy to carve, very easy to turn, absorbs shock great. If you hit a little bump, hit a rock, most of the time you don't even feel it. But yeah, just the riding experience alone was amazing. These Paris trucks, the new ESC and everything, but even just the little things like the casing on here. I mean, I was hitting a lot of rocks and stuff. There's no scratches on this or anything. It still looks brand new other than a little dust on the grip tape. Yeah, I mean, it is freaking awesome. I love the remote. The remote's very easy to control everything, very user-friendly, kind of like idiot-proof. But I think the biggest thing between this and the WowGo 2 is the like how comfortable this board is. It feels like 100 times different. It's so smooth. The flex on it, everything is just so nice to ride. Even the bearings, just the little things, you're just pushing it, it feels amazing. So I think this is a big step up actually. And I think the difference is like $200 or something. This is 100% worth the $200. A lot of the specs are similar, but the riding experience is a lot better on this one. Not that I love the other WowGo, but this one is just, I mean, it feels so nice. Absolutely amazing. Loving it, everything about it. Great range, great speeds, great modes. I love the remote. The new ESC motherboard, I like it with the new turbo mode and everything. Most of the time I'll keep it on mode 2 and 3, but it is nice every once in a while to impress your friends, kick it onto that turbo mode and really rip up the acceleration. So, huge fan of this. If you want to pick this up, down below, I'll leave a code. You can save yourself $30 with the code. So really awesome. This was sent to me courtesy of WowGo, but this video was not paid for or anything. It's totally unbiased review. Stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe because I'm going to be doing a full comparison with this versus the WowGo 2S in the near future. So thank you so much for WowGo for making such a great product and letting me test it out. I think you guys did an amazing job with this board, and I look forward to everything else you guys put out. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below, or if you have any points you wanted me to make sure I cover in the comparison video, please also leave them down below. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.